and we are good to go.
Welcome, everybody. This is super exciting as everyone's hopping on here. It's so good to see so many of you joining us and kind of hopping in here to see what this is all about and what we do and how we do it and how this can absolutely work for you too. So I'm really excited. You're going to be hearing from 5 amazing coaches this evening, and we're all really excited to share bits and pieces of our coaching story with you. Throughout the call, there is a chat button that you can click on the bottom of the screen. If you need to ask any questions or have something that you wanted to add, that's where you can do that. So Katie is going to actually kick us off here and get us started.
All right, you guys, I am so excited, but I am going to be honest with you. I'm keeping my face away, and the reason is because I'm a little bit under the weather, and I don't want to scar anyone and scare anyone by what I look like this evening. So I apologize in advance, but my name is Katie Ursta. I am actually a 10-star diamond coach with Beachbody. I've been coaching for 6.5 years. I've been doing this for quite some time. And I guess I was the founder of the Knockout Brigade. And I'll talk to you guys just for a couple minutes about my story. But I wanted to tell you that I invited quite a few of my friends onto this call tonight, a few of my business partners, because our stories are just so different. So even if you're listening to me and you might be saying like, well, oh my gosh, I don't know if I quite connect with that story, I can assure you that one of these wonderful women that is on this call, you're going to be like, wow, if she can, I can too. So just like Katie said, if you are just joining us now, welcome. You are more than welcome to click on the very bottom of the screen where it says chat. And if you have any questions throughout the presentation, I am more than happy to answer. So with that being said, I'm going to share my messy desktop with all of you. And then I'm going to try to also just keep an eye on the participation board too. Ladies who are hosting this call with me, if you could also keep a note of the participants, there should be an icon that pops up if people want to be admitted into the call. So just a heads up on that. All right. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for being on this call. We're going to talk about coaching. We're going to talk about if this is a good fit for you. We're going to see if this is something that could fit into your life, what it's all about, how we earn, some of the other perks that aren't always talked about as much, or maybe you have seen other people talk about and you're like, all right, but how do you actually do it? So like I said, I've been coaching for a little over 6 years. I actually started off as a classroom teacher. I taught 7th grade reading for a very long time, and I loved my job. I never saw myself leaving my job as an educator, but I remember very clearly having a conversation with my husband. We had taken on a new mortgage payment, and we were like getting by. And he would get out that budget Excel sheet, and I would cringe every time he got it out, because I know he would tell me, you can't go to Target, and you're spending too much at the grocery store. You're going to have to like go a couple more weeks, or you have to return a couple of those items that you purchased from Macy's. And I just remember thinking very clearly to myself, like, how does anyone actually get ahead? It was my question that I didn't really get. I couldn't wrap my head around like how anyone was actually doing more than getting by. And so there we were. We had these great jobs. And on one occasion, I went to the grocery store and I just needed a couple things. I remember so clearly just crossing my fingers and hoping that I wasn't going to have to charge these couple of groceries. And I was there, and the guy said to me at the register, he said, insufficient funds. And I just said, that's enough. I have got to do something. So at the time, I saw a friend who was talking about coaching, and she was connecting the words insanity, which I was actually doing on my own, to coaching. And I knew that Insanity, when you finish the program, you could get a free t-shirt, and they were connecting these words to coaching. And I thought, well, at the very least, I can get a free t-shirt from this. And I really love free things. I love swag. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to give this a go. And that's really how I signed up. So when I started, there was just this idea of, well, wouldn't it be cool if I could get the groceries paid for? And then it became, as my business started to grow, and I started to see the potential of what this business could actually do and be, and I was incredibly coachable. I was an educator, so I really loved learning new things and testing things out and trying new things and tweaking new things. And I just kept learning from just other coaches in the network, other coaches in my organization. And I just remember thinking they're about 2 steps or 3 steps in front of me, and they're seeing success. So if I do what they're doing, maybe I can be successful as well. So here we are, 6.5, 7 years into the business, a team of thousands of coaches in the network, on the Knockout Brigade. I've become a 7-figure income earner with the business. And I also have left my teaching job very much because it just didn't make sense to actually stay. So I still consider myself a teacher. I just consider it a different type of classroom. And so as you're listening to this call tonight, I really want you to start asking yourself the question, what would be cool to be able to do? Wouldn't it be cool if I was able to? And like me, maybe it's just getting those groceries paid for. Maybe it is no longer having to worry about what the debit card, says. Or maybe it is not arguing with your spouse about income. And I will say that what I'm going to walk you through tonight takes work. And the Knockout Brigade coaches are coaches who are not afraid of working hard. And when I say that we work hard, I truly mean from the bottom of my heart, we really want to see you thrive and succeed, but we are going to be the kind of people who are in the trenches with you. So tonight, I'm just going to go over a couple things that we're going to cover, and then I'm going to introduce you to our first coach, Kelly, who's going to tell us a little bit of her story. Here's what we're covering tonight. And everything is recorded as well. So tonight we're going to be covering, number 1, what the role of a coach is. So what we actually do. Number 2, I'm going to talk about the compensation plan. And so how, show me the money. How do you actually get paid doing this? Number 3, and there are multiple ways to actually earn an income with this. And so I'm going to cover a couple of those with you. Number 3, some of the other added benefits of being a team member and even working on our team. We're going to talk about how you're going to get started. We're going to talk about how we as the Knockout Brigade train our team to create an income, to make an impact, as well as grow on social media with an engaged audience. So I'm going to stop the share for just 1 second, and I am going to ask my friend Kelly to introduce herself and how long she's been in the business and a little bit of what she has going on.
Hi. Oh, there goes my phone. Just as I go live, right? So hi, everyone. Thank you, Katie. My name is Kelly, and I'm excited to be on this call tonight, and I really appreciate everyone being here. So all the things that Katie said already really resonated with me in particular. I started this journey for me. I started this journey to lose weight and to be healthy, and I just found myself really pulled to the accountability groups and to what was happening and really connecting with the community that was really around me. And then I started to see results. I was feeling more comfortable, more confident in my skin, but I was seeing physical results too. And it wasn't just me, it was really my friends and my family and others too. And so they would start to ask me, what are you doing? How's it working? What are you doing each day that's getting you to drop the weight and to look that great? And so I started to share and just talk about it, and I was excited about it. I was passionate about it because I had lived it, and I loved it. And so it was very easy for me, and it still is to this day, to talk about what we do as coaches and to talk about the programs and the nutrition plans that have really changed my life. And as I started to share, I had no intentions of being a coach at all. In fact, I didn't think I'd be a good one. I didn't think I'd have time for it. I didn't think I would know what to do or how to do it. I didn't know where I would even start with it, to be honest with you. But you know what? I was sharing, and I'm smart enough to realize that there was an opportunity here to potentially earn some money associated with it. And, so I just started to kind of dig in and started to do some of those things. But here's, Katie had mentioned that she was a teacher prior to becoming a coach. I still work full time. I work a very demanding job. I worked generally between 50 to 60 hours a week at that job. I love that job. I don't necessarily see myself leaving either, although who knows what the future holds, right? But, the truth is that, I have to work at it. I have to make sure that I maximize my time. Katie had mentioned that, we're a hardworking team. We do a lot of different things. We get down in the trenches hard, and that can be really hard as a full-time employee as well when you've got a full-time job that you've got to work. So I wanted to talk just a little bit about what has kind of worked for me, and I refer to this as pockets of time. I have been very successful at making a list, organizing my time, and then maximizing the 5 or 10 minutes a day here and there and over there. If I'm in a carpool, I'm messaging, I'm talking with people, I'm checking in on my customers and my challengers. If I am on a lunch break and I'm actually, have the opportunity to be alone on my lunch break, I'm using some of that time. There's a pocket of time where between when I come home and my husband comes home, both of our kids are, they're teenagers, 17 and 19, so they can really care less what I do. I don't get to see them as often as I might like, but there's that pocket of time, which could be, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour that I carve out to work on my business. And the same thing's true on the weekends. I have active conversations with my husband. I say, what are you doing this weekend? What's the plan? What's the strategy? And I have those conversations because I want to make sure that I have quality time with him, have quality time with my family, but I know that I need to carve out a pocket of time where I can work on my business and maximize the weekend when I have 2 days off. I get up early in the morning. I sometimes stay late at night. And yeah, that's work. That's hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That's hard. But the potential of the business is just so great that anytime I think, oh, I don't want to do this, I think about that. And I think about how, over the years, I have this massive student debt that I'm still paying down. I have a daughter who's in her first year of college. I don't want her to come out on the other side with that kind of debt on her shoulders. And so I think about what life could be like if I can impact her. If I can make this business work, and I will make this business work, I am making this business work, and I can change not just my life, hundreds of people's lives, and even hers. So that's what really drives me forward. That's how I make it work. I use those pockets of time and try to be strategic with it. I'm not perfect. I don't always hit the mark, but I certainly work really hard at doing that. And, one of my biggest wins was actually this past fall whenever we had this big group. We were all pushing for our business and trying to hit certain milestones. And I remember, and I just came across this picture on Facebook the other day, and I kind of smiled because it was actually after our call, all of us mentees. And it was literally the picture of me at like 7 a.m. in the morning, the Saturday before I hit Diamond. And that's a rank that we work to achieve. And I remember waking up that Saturday morning and saying, this is going to happen. These are the things that I have to do over the next couple days. This is what I've got to, these are the things I have to have happen. This is the time that I have, and I'm up early. I've got my coffee. I'm tired, but this is going to happen for me. And Katie says this all the time. It is a decision that you make, and that was, I recall very distinctly in my mind that was the decision that I made that day, and nothing has been better, and nothing ever since then, my business just has continued to blossom, because that morning was the day that I said, I will not go down. This is going to happen for me. It was a decision that I made. And I fully believe that anybody who has that passion and drive and that strong why, and has the ability to get down and dirty and get the work done, has the ability to have great success. Katie's living proof of that. All of these ladies that you're going to hear from tonight are living proof of that. There are so many great success stories. And, hey, chase that curiosity, guys. If I could just leave you with one note, chase that curiosity. I didn't think I could do this, and here I am. So, Katie, I think I'll turn it to you.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. And it's just been really cool over the last year too, to just watch Kelly really thrive and just really come into her own with coaching. And so I really want you guys to listen to these stories of real women who are seeing real results in different pieces of the business. So we're all at different parts of when we started. I should also note too that these particular 5 women you're hearing from, they're part of what's called the March Mentorship. They all have pretty big goals, and so the 5 of us are working very closely, very, very closely this month to work towards those goals. And that's just one of the benefits of being part of the Knockout Brigade too, is just having that opportunity to work with someone who's gone through it and just developed that relationship with other people in the business who are working towards similar goals as well. So I'm going to go back to my share screen real quick, because right now I just want to touch on, the normal questions we get about who coaches are. So coaches are just normal, everyday people who have a passion about a particular product or a topic, or truly want to help other people, but also want to create an income and have a bigger driving force for their family. So we just heard from Kelly, and she talked about her student debt. I mentioned for me, it was the groceries. And all of us kind of came into the business, and I had done Insanity on my own. I didn't know anything about nutrition. I wasn't following a nutritional program. I came in before the container systems. And I know that, Katie had come in and she had an amazing transformation while she was doing this. And Michelle came into it from the standpoint of she already had fitness results with her own routine. And then she also wanted to just do it. She decided to take that opportunity to just do it. You're also going to hear from Amber as well tonight and share a little bit of her story. But I really want to share with you that, a lot of times we can say, but I'm not a nutritionist, or I'm not a dietitian, or I'm not a fitness expert, or, even I haven't achieved the results that I want to achieve. And I can speak from experience that I wasn't at my ideal weight when I started, but I liked what I was seeing and what I was doing at home. And I really loved the idea of helping some of the people who were in my school district, who were in my building, helping them actually start and actually helping them do something that I was seeing results from. I was living it while I was coaching it. And I want you to understand that if you're saying, well, I've never used the product, or I've never done a Beachbody program, or maybe I did a Beachbody program, but I fell off the wagon, please understand that your journey, it's your story that inspires people. And so when you are consistently showing up for you first as a coach and sharing what that's doing in your own life, you have the opportunity to benefit other people around you. And so just like, Kelly mentioned, she just made that decision. She chased that curiosity. I love that. So I want to introduce to you guys, who did I have on my list next? I had Amber on my list next. And so Amber also has a very similar story of just making the decision when she felt like it got hard. So Amber, if you want to unmute, and you can go ahead and get started.
Okay. Hi, everybody. So let me think. I actually signed up to do Beachbody stuff a year ago after my coach contacting me for about 7 months before I decided to join. And I just started out as just a regular customer, and it took me about 2 months to sign up as a discount coach. When I went in to do the Shakeology every month and all that kind of stuff, because I didn't start out on those products. I was just doing 80-day obsession, and I just kind of, I don't know, went with it. And then I was loving the results, and I said, okay, I can do the discount thing. And then in the fall, it was somewhere around October, November, I started thinking, okay, we really have a lot of debt to pay off. And we started following Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University, and we were making a budget and all these different things. And I thought, where can we cut costs? And so my Shakeology was one of the things I actually thought about, but there was a part of me that just, I couldn't let it go. I couldn't do it. And so I prayed about it, and I prayed about it. And on December 31st, New Year's Eve, I decided that I was going to go all in 2019. And so that's what I did. I went to my first Super Saturday event. I decided the night before the event that I was going to go. And the next day I hopped in my car, and I just went on the Super Saturday event, and it's been really awesome ever since, actually. I really feel like this is something that God has really called me to do, because I feel like I'm finally in that place where I'm comfortable, and I don't know, I feel like I've come out of my shell because of coaching, and it's really awesome. And also the really exciting thing is, with the extra income that we've made, we were able to pay off all of our credit card debt. So that was really cool. Yeah.
I love it. And so I also have to congratulate her, because she had her biggest month. I think it was in February, right? I think it was. And you were like, I think. And so we were setting goals together. We were just working backwards a little bit to figure out how she could even outdo what she did last month. Mm-hmm. So that's really, really exciting. And just, I love the idea of like, I just couldn't give it up. Like that's something like you were just drawn towards. So, so awesome. Love hearing about those wins, and really like actively coaching for 2 months, right? Like actively.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's it.
Yeah, so very new and already doing amazing things with the business, and really cool to just watch her shine. So back to our screen share, you guys, because I really want you to know who your team members are going to be and meet some of these up-and-comers. But let's talk about what we do as coaches, because this is really, well, what do I have to do? Like, what is the work? What does it actually entail? So first of all, most of us use our business marketing as our social media. The platforms that I always suggest to people are your Facebook page. You could use your personal. You would be surprised how many people are actually looking for a solution and are right in front of you. I also use an Instagram account, and I absolutely have fallen in love with IG stories and the mess and the filters of what it is. And it's just so fun to keep it real on there as well. But what's really cool is that as a coach, we're going to give you the actual strategies and marketing of how to be able to effectively share your story on social media. And this is something that has changed and shifted over the last, I don't know, like 6.5 years since I've been doing it. But like I said, like that's our passion, is we love learning. We love learning how this all works. We love tweaking things. We love figuring out trends. And even when Facebook is down, like just being creative about how we can reach people. And that's just been a big piece of it. So the very first piece of your Beachbody coaching experience is talking about what you're doing. And so you share like not just your workouts, but you share who you're becoming through the process of consistently working out. You share nutrition. You share with people what's working for you. And you really stay focused on giving and adding value to other people. So that's step number one. As a coach, it's to really help your clients achieve success. Our benchmark goal, the very first month, is to really help our coaches achieve what we call Success Club, and that is helping their first 3 clients get started on the journey. Now that's a benchmark, and some people come in and they do way more than that. I know for me in my first month, our entire building had really started Beachbody with me, but it's really about helping other people achieve their results as well. And notice how I say it's your experience and theirs. It's not about being a professional, but it is about having the tools in front of you to be able to achieve those results. So you are helping other people while you are on your journey. And I don't want you to get stuck on this. You know, between the 5 coaches you see here and myself, you have amazing resources. You also have resources that are provided by the company to help your clients. But as a mentor and as the mentee, so the person that's coming into the business, my job is to help you get your new clients started. So sometimes that means you are getting support from me as the coach, and your clients are also part of the groups that I maybe run. And we do this as a way of scaffolding. Again, it's the teacher and me. It's a way of letting you guys see and learn from us so that you can do it yourself as well. And number 3 is really remaining coachable. So part of what you're doing as a coach is learning how to be more effective. At the end of the day, this is sales, but it's about why you're selling it. And the most effective coaches and the most successful coaches are the ones who truly believe in what they have to offer. And so yes, you will be learning business strategies that are going to help you not just support your current clients, but it's also going to be business strategies that allow you to attract new clients into your business. So it's really a focus of those 3 things: your experience, truly helping your clients and your new coaches get started, as well as remaining coachable to new experiences. Let's actually turn it over now to, I see Andrea, who is a fellow teacher right now. And Andrea, I would love for you to introduce yourself and share a little bit of your story with everyone on the call.
Okay, hello. My name is Andrea, and I've been coaching. I joined Katie in October of 2018 as a discount coach. And I think I might have even said to her, that just means I get a discount. I don't have to share anything, right? And I was really reluctant because I was not comfortable in my body, not happy with how I felt. I, like Katie just said earlier, hadn't really done anything with this. So I wasn't ready to share my story. And she, that was fine. I could just be my discount coach. But then as the month went on, I was watching other people and thought, you know what, maybe I can do this. But I was really getting hung up on, I don't have an after picture yet. And Katie probably said, you don't need an after picture. So I said, you know what, fine, I'm going to do it. And I did. And I just remember being so scared posting that first post, thinking like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. It looked ridiculous. But honestly, the amount of support that I got and like the encouragement and just the extra accountability of, okay, now there's not just the challenge group that is keeping me accountable, but now I just shared this with everybody and they all know, that helped me stay accountable. And it really, I think, accelerated my transformation and really helped to keep me on track. So I still don't have that after picture, but I do have a couple tips for you if you feel like you're not ready to coach because you don't have that after picture, you're still so new and wanting to work on yourself first. The first thing is just don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Yes, it's nerve-wracking. You will be scared and nervous and don't want to do it, but just do it. Find your comfort level. I thought, I'm not posting this picture of myself in my sports bra and shorts for all to see. I'm not there. So I took pictures in a tank top and my yoga tights. So I have those pictures and I still do take progress pictures, in my bathing suit or my sports bra, but I'm not sharing them yet. But again, it's all about, the support that you get from others while you're helping them. And the other thing about working as a coach while you're undergoing your transformation is that you're more relatable to a lot of people. You're being real about what you're struggling with. Don't be afraid to say, I hit a plateau. I'm really trying to work through this, whatever it might be, whatever roadblock you might hit. It really makes you more relatable. And the last tip I have that has really helped my coaching while still working on my transformation is staying active in a challenge group. I do run a challenge group, but I'm still active in one with Katie. It's, again, that extra level of accountability, kind of, you know, it's nice to take a step back and not be leading it for once, and get that reinforcement and that close-knit group of people there. So again, you know, if you're at that point where I am still kind of, don't be afraid to really just go for it. Don't let that obsession with having that after picture hold you back. That's all I have.
That was so good. You did such a great job. And I love it too, because I feel like that is something that a lot of people get tripped up on, is they're like, you know, maybe they're part of a challenge group right now and their coach has been saying, I really think you would be amazing at this. You know, our job as coaches is to pay this forward. I always tell my organization that, you know, this has blessed my life infinitely. And I really feel like I'm a jerk if I'm not paying this forward, because you just never know, like, who needs what we have. And so when you're super scared about paying it forward or sharing it with other people, you have to kind of take this, the idea off of you and say, well, how can it actually benefit other people? So if that's one of your fears, you just really helped us, Andrea, understand that it's a common fear, but it's one too is something that you can work through. And I love that you mentioned the other piece of it is that you are always a work in progress. You know, there isn't like a one and done. Like, you might find your soulmate workout, but that doesn't mean you do it one time and then you have your results forever and they just stick. It doesn't work like that at all. So I just love that you mentioned that piece of the puzzle as well. All right, so why Beachbody and why our team? So let me share this screen real quick again with us. Okay, here we go again. All right, so why Beachbody? Why the Knockout Brigade, which is our organization? So Beachbody, sorry. So Beachbody is a company that has been around since about 2007. It was founded by John Congdon and Carl Deichler after reading on numerous message boards that they had launched P90X, and back then, you guys, P90X was sold in a big old box with tons of DVDs and was well over like $300 or something like that. And they had set up these message boards for people to just like kind of troubleshoot. They didn't really think much of it. And what they noticed was the people who were doing P90X were going, and this was before the days of Facebook, but people were going to these message boards and they were reading really just like ideas, and they were giving tips, and there was encouragement and there was motivation, and they saw something in that. They saw an opportunity that was the piece that was missing. It was missing in the gyms. It was, and maybe you're thinking of your own journey too, where you haven't been accountable. And so they saw that. And so the Beachbody difference is that this is not about weight loss. This is about health and nutrition. And it's also about accountability. And what I'm really, really proud of is the ingredients and the products. What I'm putting into my body, I know, is the one meal a day that I don't have to think twice about. It's the one good thing every day that I am putting into my body. There is a reason that it is at the price point it is. It is not a weight loss shake. And by the shake I'm referring to Shakeology. It is not a weight loss shake. It is not a protein shake. It is a nutrient-dense full meal. And it's basically giving you the nutrients of over 5 salads in one serving. It is loaded with natural ingredients and superfoods from around the world. So when you start drinking this, you are going to notice a difference in your hair, in your skin, in your nails, in your cravings. You're going to notice your energy levels are going to start to change. You might even notice that there's a shift in your digestion. And so when people talk to me about, oh, you do that shake thing, or, oh, that's a weight loss shake, yes, it does help promote weight loss. But more importantly, it promotes lifestyle change and longevity of the results that you are getting. And that is what I am incredibly proud of. And the other piece is as a coach, our work starts when somebody invests in us. When somebody says, I am ready to start my journey, you take their hand and you actually start them with the products and the programs that we use. And I think that's what makes us incredibly different than other companies out there. Our job starts once they start. When they have invested in themselves, we truly have to start investing in them. All right. So the products and the services, and it's not just Shakeology. We have quite a few other products. We have Daily Sunshine that is formulated for children. We have our beach bars. We have Beachbody On Demand, which is a 1-year subscription that allows you to stream literally hundreds of workouts at home. And what else do we have? We have like our ultimate reset. We have the 3-day refresh. I drink detox every day. We also have an amazing performance line. And again, they're very particular about the ingredients that go into all of these. So you're not putting anything artificial into your body. You're not putting like foods that are loaded in sugars. You are putting good, wholesome nutrition into your body every day. Why Beachbody? Well, our compensation plan is pretty amazing as well. You can earn through quite a few different ways that we talk about in great length when you get started. You can earn 25% or above in the commissions of people who purchase from your website. There is also a bonus cycle opportunity. There is also a volume cycle opportunity. And there are also bonuses that are rewarded, such as for signing 5 coaches, you can get a $100 bonus. There's also bonuses for based on your rank. And there are also travel opportunities that come along based on rank as well. The other piece of it that I really am proud of is that you are going to be mentored to learn how to do these things, how to earn this income, how to troubleshoot, how to really focus on getting your results, not just in your health and fitness, but in your business as well, by others who are successfully seeing results with the products and who are also building a team. And I'm going to emphasize that very quickly for you. When you join Beachbody and you are joining a team who is building a team, you are going to start to see volume underneath you as well. And at this point, that might not make sense. But as your coaches who are bringing you into the organization, we are dedicated truly to helping you financially win at this. Now, can we do the work for you? Absolutely not. Is it going to be hard work and is there effort? Just like in your workouts, you can bet that there is. But being mentored by people who are rooting for you to win and are giving you the tools to help you do just that, and we are going to match your efforts. So if you are ready to run with this business, we're running with you. If you are like, I just might want to do the discount for a little while, cool, taking the discount, let me help you with your health and fitness. If you're playing around, you're dabbling, doing what we call the hokey pokey, like I did for the very first part of my business, we're going to do the hokey pokey right along with you. The thing is, it is your business. You are the CEO of what could be potentially a 7-figure income business. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the whole getting started part and what it's going to cost and what it entails. But before I do that, I am actually going to turn it over to Katie, who is on. I believe it was Katie next. So Katie, if you are set, I'm going to stop my share and I'm going to mute and you can go.
All right. Hey, everyone. I'm Katie. I have been a coach for almost 2 years now. I started my personal journey. This was just really for selfish reasons. I was suffering from anxiety and depression, and I really wasn't happy with where I was at in my life, and I knew that I needed a change. And I know Katie mentioned this before about sharing your journey, and that's the importance of that because that's how I got started. Reached out to somebody that I saw sharing their journey, and that's how I got started with my personal journey. So a couple months later, I had such incredible results. There was no way that I wanted to keep this to myself any longer. So I did sign up in May of 2017, I needed the discount to save every penny that I could. But I also I got really curious about coaching and how this could help. So I just wanted to chat a little bit about business mindset. We get to treat this like a business. And I want you to kind of picture, like, you're opening a storefront, and how would you want your storefront to look? How would you want people that are passing by to see your storefront? And how would you want your customers to feel when they were shopping with you? And this is where your social media and sharing your story comes into play, because what you post is going to be your virtual storefront. And sharing your story and sharing you and sharing your life is going to attract the people that want to change too. So really important, setting business hours was something that's really important for me to be able to work this business. I am a mom of 4 boys, 15, 12, 8, and 3. So I've got a lot of different age spectrums going on. And my toddler at one point told me, "Mommy, you're not paying attention, put your phone down." He's 3. And that kind of really spoke to me. It was like, okay, you need to change this up. It's looking all the time, and presence was a huge thing for me. So at that point, I had 2 options. Either I quit. My passion for this would not allow me to. It would not allow me to. Or I could decide that I was going to treat this like a business and have that business mindset and make this work on my time and set business hours. So from the get-go, I highly encourage you to decide how much time you are willing to put into this business. Kelly mentioned it, work in those pockets of time, and that's exactly what I do too. Once you really, really are honest with yourself about how you're spending your time throughout your day, you're going to be really surprised at the times that you actually do have to spend and to work on this business. The other night, for instance, I didn't want to sit there this long, but I sat there waiting to pick my son up from football. And in that amount of time, I got to practice 2 of our vital behaviors, inviting people and sending some follow-up messages out. So we all have the same 24 hours in a day. You get to choose how you spend your time. This is your business, so just own it and have that business mindset. You are the CEO of your business, like Katie said, just own that. I'm so excited to also share that my husband and I have actually started coaching together. He had watched me go on my personal journey for just under a year. And then I kind of caught him sneaking into the kitchen with me when I was meal prepping. And we both then, after that, kind of committed to a program together. He ended up losing 35 pounds. At that point, I had lost 45 pounds. And we were working on some of our personal issues and trying to strengthen our marriage. And we were really on fire together. And we were like, wait a minute, why aren't we doing this together? So one of my big goals at the time was to be able to keep him home. He is active duty Air Force, and he's going to be retiring at 20 years in about 3.5 years. And my goal always on there was that this was going to be our thing that he was going to have, and he was not going to have to return to a job after he retired. And so I think that rubbed off on him a little bit, and seeing the results and seeing what this business can do for me and for our family and for him too, he got on board. And so we do work this business together, but not without a plan. Everything gets put on our calendar, from date nights, which we never used to do until we made it a priority, to work hours, to family activities, to sports, to our training calls, family time. We also got our boys involved in this business, and I'll tell you how. We just sat them down and we shared our dreams and our goals with them. And since they're such a big part of our why, we felt the need to share that with them, so they don't think that we're just like mom and dad are sitting on their phones all the time playing games. Okay. So it was that we communicated our time with them, but also communicated our work times with them as well. I'll quickly share what my day looks like. No 2 days are the same. Something always comes up, and I feel fortunate enough to be here when I get a phone call from the school that somebody's sick and I can go and get them, and I'm just here and I'm present with my family. So in the morning, I've learned through coaching my morning routine, my me time, my personal development. That is my time for me before anybody wakes up. My mind is the freshest at that point. I'm doing my workout. I'm having my shake. I am being a product of the product and sharing that along the way. I write down my goals every day, and it really reminds me, because I've got that in front of me every day, and it reminds me why I'm doing this and why I want to work so hard. It's time to get all of the boys off to school except for my toddler, which I get to continue to stay at home with him because of this business. I did not have to return to a 9 to 5. I get them all off to school, and then I have a timer and for my toddler, and I tell him, okay, this is mommy's work time, and when this is off, then it's mommy and Mason time. And then it's our time to play together. The phone goes away later in the afternoon when we're doing homework and school pickups and all of that, and dinner and sports. And then the phone gets put away for family time until around 8 o'clock. And then after the little guys are put to bed, that is our time to work. And my husband and I get to work together, which is a really cool thing. And then Sunday nights, we are meal planning and we're meal prepping, and our boys know we save a little bit more time to kind of brain dump from the week, see what worked, see what didn't work, and then plan for our week ahead. So that's kind of my day in a nutshell. And last but not least, I really want to share that this business is going to change as you go through seasons of your life. You have to know that it's hard, but it's going to be very, very rewarding. You just want to learn to be intentional about your time, set your goals, but be flexible with your approach, and you can work this business in any season of your life. Any of these amazing coaches, if they're going to be your coach, I promise you're in good hands, and that's all I have.
Oh, that was so helpful. And I love that you talked about, this is actually a great segue into some of those added perks of coaching. And, I really hope that while you're on this call, you are sitting here thinking to yourself, like, okay, I'm busy too, and they are too, and they are finding ways to make it happen. Okay, I don't want to be on my phone all the time, and they are making it happen without being on their phone all the time. And so I really want to also address what Katie had mentioned, which was those added perks. And she talked about getting her family involved with what they were doing. My kids, they'll work out to one of the at-home programs on Beachbody On Demand called, I went to say it too fast. It's Tony Horton's, I went to say it. If you think of it, put it in the chat bar. But it really does. It impacts your whole family. It really, like, even my husband, much like Katie's, he lost weight after watching me consistently show up. Was he hesitant at first? Absolutely. Did he really understand what I was doing in the kitchen with all that lettuce? Not at all. But the thing is, it has a ripple effect on your life. And so even when it comes to goals, and even just now, my son was getting ready to go to bed. I said, I'll be up in a minute. And I just kind of pointed my finger. And he knows. He knows that mom's work is how we are able to afford, travel deck hockey and travel ice hockey, and how we're able to go on some of those trips. Which also really, really wanted to emphasize for a couple of minutes, and I know we're kind of getting short on time, is just there's travel. There's travel opportunities. There's a leadership retreat in California that you can earn. There's yearly summit our annual conference with the company. There is also a yearly reward trip for helping 3 people minimum a month that you can earn. We're going on a trip next week. We're going on a cruise that the company has paid for. Not only is it that, they give you swag all the time for just doing your job. And so a lot of times if you're in a job that you sometimes just don't feel like you are getting rewarded for, Beachbody does the opposite. You constantly feel like, you know, I love the blessing of paying it forward, and Beachbody sees me paying it forward and they're rewarding me just for that. And of course, in my own experience, one of the greatest benefits is my health. I'm taking care of me every day. My health is my non-negotiable. I am constantly working on my own fitness. I'm constantly finding new recipes and, you know, exploring new family-friendly recipes so that my family can enjoy them too. And that by far is one of the greatest benefits. And of course, the community. I'm proud of our team. I'm proud to be a part of what we do, and I love when I get to see them. But if I can't see them in person, we're communicating at least every week and doing things like this March Mentorship Program. So I'm going to talk to you too about the training. But before I dive into that, I am going to introduce our last speaker, and that is Michelle. So Michelle, if you could unmute, we have a couple minutes, so you can go ahead and unmute and get started.
Okay, sorry guys, I had internet issues earlier. So I just wanted to give you a quick little synopsis about how I got going with my joining and coming into the Beachbody business. It's kind of a funny story. I sort of dove in like headfirst into the whole coaching business. I actually became friends with Katie probably like 2 years ago on Facebook. I had been watching her and her journey for probably about 2 years, just following her and reading about what she was doing and what she was up to. I had joined probably every free group that she had offered on Facebook. Wasn't really able to join any of her actual challenge groups because I wasn't purchasing any of the Shakeology that she required, that you had to be like actually drinking to get into the challenge groups. So I was just kind of following along and watching, and I was like, man, I really want to do this. This sounds like something I totally want to do. I just don't have the money. I just can't come up with it. My family, we have always lived paycheck to paycheck, you know, nothing left over at the end. We're penny pinchers, and still today we penny pinch. And then, so, you know, as like a lot of everybody else, I'm a teaching assistant right now, certified teacher, trying to find a job. I can't find a full-time teaching classroom position. And so back in October, I'm sitting in a professional development meeting with a couple of my other good friends, and we're sitting in the auditorium, and I was like bored out of my mind because it was a training I had already been to a couple of years ago. And I turned to the girl next to me, who's one of my best friends. And I looked at her, and I was scrolling through Facebook on my phone. And I said, I'm going to do this. I had seen Katie's story, and I turned to her and I'm like, I'm joining. I'm just going to do it. And she's like, are you serious? I'm like, nope, I'm doing it. I'm going to send her a message right now and I'm signing up. And she's like, okay. And she didn't really find me serious, but she was like, well, if you do it, I'll totally support you, and I'll join too. And it was kind of funny at the time, but I'm like, no, I'm serious. Like, I had just finished my first triathlon that August, and just to kind of backtrack a little bit, over the summer, my husband at the time had sort of left the family. He sort of left me with my 2 kids. And so I was fighting to sort of say, like, to give my life a little bit of purpose and meaning, and what can I do to really feel strong again, I guess, and say, like, what can I do to just give my life a little bit of meaning and feel a little bit whole, I guess, is what you might want to say. So I had finished this triathlon in September and was looking for something, and seeing this was like, I think I'm going to do this. Like, this is me. This is just for me. So I just dove in. I sent Katie a message, and I'm like, sign me up. How much is it going to cost? Like, let's do it. And I remember saying to her at the time, like when she said, you know, it's this amount of money, like, what do you want to do? And why do you want to do it? Tell me what's your reasoning. And I'm like, you just have to promise me that I'm not going to lose any money, because at the end of the day, I don't have any money that I can lose. Like, I'm going to give you this amount of money, but I can't lose it. And she's like, I promise you, you won't lose the money. You are making this investment and everything's just going to come back and keep coming back to you. And I was like, okay, how can I say no to that? So that's pretty much my story. That was that October Columbus Day weekend of just this past year. And I had just hit the ground and went running from that point forward. And it's just been a whirlwind ever since. I've loved every single minute of it. So I don't know what else you want me to say, but.
You guys are amazing. It's actually very cool to be, I'm going to get kind of emotional because it's very cool to be in it for this long and to just know that you have an impact on people and you just don't even know what you are capable of if you don't start. And
right.
For me, like to look and to see Michelle, who I had no idea was even watching or interested. And maybe that's where you are. Maybe you've been watching for quite some time and you're just ready to do it. Or maybe you've been a challenger of somebody for a long time. Or maybe you've been dabbling with it or kind of like just have that discount for coaching and you're like, well, what does it actually take to work? I'm going to go over the last final things with you guys. My dog just like barged into the room. I'm going to go over just a couple more things with you, but from this point forward, I want you to be asking yourself those questions of what would this business provide, not just for me, but also for my family. I want you to really start thinking about like how your life could change with this opportunity. You know, are you willing to do the work to be successful? You know, are you willing to get outside of your comfort zone? And those are the kind of questions you really want to start thinking about. So let's talk about just really quickly, just trainings. Here's what you can expect. Like your fitness, like your nutrition with Beachbody, when it comes down to it, you have a toolkit in front of you. You use the toolkit, you're going to succeed. You're going to see results. It's not a what if, it's not a maybe. You will see results with the fitness if you do the work. Same with business. You get a toolkit. You are told exactly what you need to do. You're given a coach online office portal. You are given the Knockout Brigade training. You are given the Beachbody Champions page training. And you are also given the opportunity to work with any one of these ladies or me one-on-one to help you get results. So if you use those tools in front of you, it's not a what if and it's not a maybe, it will work. Like I said, you're getting those training pages. There's marketing material that's already created for you. And if it's not just created for you, it's ideas of how to implement those marketing materials. And the last thing is a mentorship program. So usually these are run through the page, but also in group threads so that you can converse on a daily basis with the person that is mentoring you through the process. So what does it cost to get started? All right, so to become a Beachbody coach, you do have a couple of options. First, I want you to talk to your coach. I do not recommend ever signing as a coach without what's called the challenge pack. The challenge pack is basically your toolkit. Your toolkit includes, usually, depending on what your needs are and for what you already maybe have. But my suggestion is always to sign up with a nutritional, to sign up with Beachbody On Demand, which is a 1 year of streaming your fitness, or it's to sign up, I'm going to say this too fast, with your first month of Shakeology. What we do is we bundle that together into what is called the challenge pack. We also have two nutritional programs that have come out. 2B Mindset came out last year, and the Ultimate Portion Fix just came out a little over a week ago. Both are great nutritional programs, and I really truly believe that you can't have results in your fitness if you're not getting down in the kitchen. And when you sign up with a challenge pack, you're going to save over 40% as opposed to purchasing these all differently. And your sign-up fee is actually waived. So you won't pay that sign-up fee when you purchase your challenge pack. And also, when you purchase a challenge pack, your account will be active and you can begin making income from the minute you sign up. You're going to have a live link that the company gives you, and then people are going to be able to order right from your site. Challenge packs, the pricing varies depending on which one you want. You're looking at a $130 to a $220 investment. When people tell me that this is too expensive, I really have to stress to you what you just heard from all of these women, including me. I had a debit card declined when I signed up as a coach. Michelle watched and said she couldn't afford it for months. The thing is, if you want to, you find a way to. This is potentially a 6 or 7 figure business. You cannot gawk at a $130 to a $220 investment. If you cannot do it tonight and you're saying, it's just financially it can't happen, start putting the money aside so that you can. Put a date and a deadline as to when you know that you can make the investment, and you just work towards that deadline. The other option is talking to people about what you're going to be doing and sharing with them, letting them know what you're getting ready to do, and looking for those first potential people that you get the opportunity of working with. Because if you come into this already with your first clients ready to go, that initial investment is going to get paid for. You do have the option of signing up for the $39.95 option. Again, it isn't the one that I suggest the highest, simply because you want to make sure you have your toolkit, because you are going to be a product of the product. You are going to be sharing with other people what you are doing, and you want to be able to express to them how you're doing it because you're living proof of it. Military, if you or your spouse are military, you also are going to be eligible for a discount on your either sign-up fee, and then monthly you have no fee. As a coach, we pay about $16 a month, and that covers a couple things. Number one, that covers all of your websites that people can access. So it's website maintenance. As a coach, you keep no inventory on stock. Everything is shipped directly from the warehouse, so you don't have that worry. And that is also for the customer service that is provided to your customers when they have any issues as well. I think I have everything with fee. The fee is about $16 a month. It's waived if you are military. And the last thing is, as a coach, you also receive a 25% discount on all of the products, all of the programs that you are using as well. So for me, it's more than like effective. It's almost like a Costco membership. If you really think about it, you pay that monthly fee and then you get your discounts on top of it too. So that's a breakdown of what it costs to actually get started. Talk to your coach about which option is best for you, and pricing of those, because we also usually have monthly specials happening right now as well. So when you get started, select your starter kit, select that challenge pack. Personally, I would recommend Beachbody On Demand, Shakeology, and your nutritional. So whether it's 2B Mindset or the Ultimate Portion Fix, and get that link from your coach. They will send you the link directly. All you need to do is click it, and then you are good to go. You have all of your information. It will be added in there, and then you just start it off. Let them know that you have signed up, and then they're going to send you a 3-page Secret to the Sweet Start, which just goes over the very basic first steps you need to know to get started. And then lastly, just reach out and say, I'm ready to start. Let's have our getting started right call, and they will go from there. So I know that this was a lot of information for you guys tonight, and I double time. Yes, Andrea was killing me. Sorry, it was the workout that Tony Horton did. I know that this was, though, a lot of information, and I also am very aware that we went just a little bit over on time. But I cannot wait to welcome you into our organization, into this amazing team. So ask those questions and look and think about what your life could look like if you leaned into this opportunity in front of you. What could this do for you? Whether it's the community of people, the income opportunity, the health and fitness side, the travel perks, whatever it is, or even for your family, getting them healthy and fit. Ask yourself, how can the Beachbody way impact my life the most? You guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your Wednesday evening during the Facebook crash. We appreciate you so much. Have a great night. Bye, guys.